Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about the end of unit study guide. So let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about the surface area of the prism below. So this is a triangular prism. So I know it's a triangular prism because it has two triangular bases, even though it's not sitting on that triangular base. So I'm going to draw in my two triangles. And I know because the triangles have three sides, it's going to have three rectangles. I get my side lengths for my rectangles from the perimeter of the triangle itself. So that would be 10.3, 10.3, and then 10. And then the length for all of them come from the distance between the two triangles, which is 14. I know the base and height of my triangles are all 10 and 9. Then I know that I'm just finding the area of all of my faces because that's what surface area is the area of all the faces added together. So the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So 10 times 9 is 90, divided by 2 is 45. So because they're congruent, both are going to be 45. 10.3 times 14 is going to be 144.2. 144.2. And then 10 times 14 is 140. Then I add all those numbers up. So I have 140, 144.2, 144.2, 45, 45. And then my total surface area altogether is 518.4. And my units is going to be inches squared. Because it's surface area, area is always squared. The surface area of the pyramid below, I have a square pyramid, and a square pyramid is going to have 4 rectangles. Not 4 rectangles, 4 triangles. I'm drawing them and I'm saying the wrong thing. All right, I know that the base is 5 by 5, and I know that my triangles have a height of 9. So my base area is going to be 25. And then 5 times 9 is 45. And then divided by 2, my area is going to be 22.5 for each of my triangles. Because the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So from there, I'm going to add all those numbers up. So because there are 4 that are all the same, I'm going to multiply by 4. And I'm going to get 180. And then I'm going to add the base, which is what everybody always forgets, is to add that 25 for the base. And I get 115, and it's going to be inches squared because it's surface area, and that's my units. For the next one, we're talking about a rectangular swimming pool. And they want to paint, so we're talking about surface area again, and they want to cover the sides and the bottom of the pool because the top of the pool is going to be water. So I'm going to draw the bottom of the pool, and I'm going to label it 100 by 50, and then I'm going to draw in my sides. So the depth is actually known as the height. That would be the third dimension, and in this case, it is 4. It's not a very deep pool. So the area for the bottom of the pool is going to be 5,000 because 100 times 50 is 5,000. The two sides are going to be 200 because 50 times 4 is 200. I like to circle my areas so I know what I'm adding. Then 100 times 4 is 400. And then 100 times 4 is 400. Then I'm going to add all of that up. So I've got 400, 400, 200, 200, and then 5,000. So I wind up with 6,200. And it's going to be meters squared. Because again, I'm finding surface area, not volume. Because it doesn't care, I don't care how much water the pool holds. I care how much paint would be needed to cover the sides. All right, we're talking about a cube now. A cube is special because it's got square faces. So I'm going to draw myself a square, and I know that each side length is 6.5. So I know that the side lengths are going to be the same because it's a cube and it has a length and a width. So the area of each face is going to be 42.25. And because I have 6 faces on a cube, I'm going to multiply by 6 to get the surface area. And I get 253.5, and my units are going to be centimeters squared. All right, for this one, it says that Amanda covers the outside of a box shown in the diagram below with decorative paper for a school project. If the paper costs 5 cents per square inch, what is the total cost? Well, I'm going to find the area. So I'm going to draw out my rectangles. I could draw a net if I wanted to, but for this one, I'm just going to draw my 3 rectangles and I'm going to multiply them by 2 because I know I have a left and a right side, a front and a back, and a top and a bottom. So I have 3 by 4, 3 by 10, and a 4 by 10. So that means I have an area of 40, 30, and 12. And I have 2 of them because I have 2 of each face. Because a rectangular prism has 2 congruent faces. And it has 3 pairs of those. So I have 24, 60, and 80. And I'm going to add those up. So that means I have a total of 164 inches squared. But that wasn't what the question asked. The question said if paper costs 5 cents per square inch. So now I have to take that 164 and multiply it by 5 cents. So I find out that it's going to cost me $8.20 to cover this box with paper. Must be very expensive wrapping paper. All right, so now I have a tissue box, and in the shape of a rectangular prism, the surface area is 262 square inches, and the width is 5, the height is 7. What is the length of the tissue box? So for this one, I'm going to definitely be using my answer choices to help me. All right, so I'm going to draw out my faces. And I know one face is 5 by 7. I know the other one's going to have a side length of 5, and the other one's going to have a side length of 7. So this one's going to have an area of 35 times 2 would be an area of 70. And the total is 262. So I can subtract off that 70. So that leaves me with 192 left. So I'm going to guess and test and see what works for me. So I'm going to switch colors, and I'm going to guess 6 first. So 5 times 6 is 30, and 6 times 7 is 42. So I'm going to multiply by 2, and I get 60, and I get, what, 84? So 60 plus 84 is going to give me 144. So that doesn't add up to 192, so that doesn't work. 60 plus 84 is going to be 144. That does not add up to 192. So that doesn't work. So I'm going to have to start again. So I'm going to undo all that. And I'm going to guess again. Okay, so let's try 8. Okay, 5 times 8 is 40. Times 2 would give me 80. And then 56 times 2 would be 112. Well, 80 plus 112 is 192. 192 and 192, they're equal, so that means the side length has to be 8. Okay, so what you're using are your answer choices to help you out with this kind of problem. So you're using your answer choices to kind of help guide you in choosing your answer. All right, does that make sense? So you want to use your answer choices for that one. All right, Jessica wants to paint the walls of her rectangular bedroom. Her room measures 20 feet by 18 feet by 10 feet high ceilings. 1 gallon of paint covers 350 feet. If she plans to put 2 coats of paint on the walls, how many gallons of paint should she purchase? Well, she's not going to paint the floor, and she's not going to paint the ceiling. So I'm going to label all my parts, so that's 20 by 18. And then she said 10-foot high ceilings. So this is not going to get painted. So that means this is 180, 180, no, not 180, oopsie. That's 200. I usually love the crayon, but I don't like to switch. And this is 180. This is 200. Okay, so I'm not painting the ceiling and I'm not painting the floor, so that's why I don't want to do the center or the top. So I'm just doing the walls. So I'm going to add that up. So 200, 200, 180, 180. And I get 2, 4, 6, 7, 760. And they want to do 2 coats, so I have to double this. So times 2. So I have to do 520 square feet. Then it says that 1 gallon of paint covers 350 feet. So I have to take 1,520 and divide it by 350. And I get where's my calculator? So in my calculator, I've got 1,520 divided by 350. I get 4.34 and a whole bunch of other junk. Okay, but I can't buy 0.34 of a gallon of paint. They're not going to let me do it. That would be insane. They're going to look at me like I've got 3 heads. So I have to buy 5 gallons of paint. I have to round up. So I'm going to buy 5 gallons of paint. All right, let's talk about question number 8. Now we're switching over to volume. So the first 7 questions were all about volume. The last questions are all we're all about surface area. The last set are going to be about volume. So volume is the area of the base times the overall height. So we talked about formulas for the area of the base, and that seemed to be what a lot of you grasped hold of. So that's what I'm going to use for this one. So remember, you're doing base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses divided by 2 times the height of just the trapezoid. Okay, so we're doing 4 plus 6 divided by 2 times 4. So that's 10 divided by 2, which would be 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So that's 20 feet squared. Then we're taking that 20 and we're multiplying it by the overall height of 9. So 20 times 9 is going to give me 180 feet cubed. The next one is asking me to find out how many cubic feet of water are in the aquarium. Okay, so I see that they're asking for feet and I have inches. So I'm going to have to convert everything first. But they're giving me this extra twist with leaving 1 inch of water at the aquarium empty at the top. So that's only going to affect the height. So I'm going to do 15 over 12 times 20 over 12 times 17 over 12. That's what I'm going to put in my calculator. So 15 over 12 times 20 over 12 times 17 over 12. Okay? And when I do all that, I get some crazy number. I know I have it over here somewhere. There it is. It's some crazy number. It is 2 and 137 over 144 or 2.96. Okay? You have to convert to feet first, and there are 12 inches in a foot. You have to convert to feet first, and there are 12 inches in a foot. So that would be feet cubed. Okay? That's going to be really important on that question. All right, for the next one, they want to figure out how many smaller boxes fit into the bigger box. So we have to find the volume. So you're going to do 6 times 3 times 3. So you get 18 times 3, and that's going to give you 54. So 54 feet cubed. And then you've got 1 times 1 times 2. So it's going to give you 2 feet cubed. And you're going to divide it because you got to figure out how many of one will fit in the other. So 27 boxes will fit inside. All right, you got an attic. Okay, so you've got an attic and it's shaped like a rectangular prism. So it's not like a one with a peak at the top, you know, like a regular attic. Just imagine it's like a box. So you've got your volume. Volume equals length times width times height. And you know the volume is 5,250 units. You know your length is 35, your width is 30, and you don't know your height. So you're going to do 5,250 equals, you're going to do 35 times 30 in your calculator, and you get 1,050 times the height. Well, that's a great one-step equation. So you're going to divide by 1,050 on each side, and you're going to figure out your height is 5 feet, which is great. But that's not what it's asking. She wants to stack the boxes along the back of the wall, and each box is 9 inches high. Great. So I have 5 feet, and I want to divide it into 9 inches. Well, I have to change 9 inches into feet. So I'm going to do 5 over 1 divided by 9 over 12. Okay? So I get 6.3... I get 6.6 repeating, okay? But I need to know how many whole boxes I can stack because I can't just cut the box in half. So it's 6 whole boxes high. That's how many boxes high I can go. All right, we're constructing a pyramid-shaped fountain from concrete, so we're filling it. Okay, because it's concrete, so we're filling it all up. It's not like we're doing the surface area, we're filling it up. So I'm going to be doing the volume formula. So I need to do volume equals 1/3 times the area of the base. It's a rectangular base, so that would be times 6 times 8. And then the height of the thing is 7. So I'm going to put all that in my calculator, and I get 6 times 7 times 8 times 1/3, and I get 112 feet cubed, which is great. But then it says 1 bag of concrete yields 1/2 of a cubic foot. So I have to split this by 1/2 to figure out how many bags of concrete I'm going to need. And I need 224 bags of concrete to make this pyramid. It's going to be a really heavy pyramid. Okay, question number 13. What's the volume of the prism below? So I know it's a rectangular prism, so I'm doing volume equals length times width times height. So that would be 2 times 2 times 8, which would be 32 centimeters cubed. All right, I've got a rectangular storage shed. It's got to be a rectangular prism. Gotta be, because it's a shed and it says it's a rectangular storage shed, and we name shapes by their base. So I've got volume equals length times width times height. So I've got 409.5 equals, it says the height is 6.5 and the width is 9. So that means I'm going to do 9 times 6.5, and I get 58.5. So I've got 409.5 equals 58.5 times L. So I'm going to divide by 58.5. So L equals, so 409.5 divided by 58.5, 7. So the length is going to be 7 feet. All right, last one. What is the volume of a cube whose total surface area is 384 square feet? Well, I know that the surface area is 384. So I know that I have 6 faces, and the total surface area is 384. So I can take 384 and divide it by 6 because all the faces are going to be the same. And I get 64. So if each face is 64, then I know that I have to think of a number that I can multiply by itself to get 64. So I think 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8 is 64. So that has to be the side length. Okay, so 8 is my side length. Then I think, okay, they want the volume. So the length, the width, and the height are all 8. So the length, the width, and the height are all 8. So I'm going to do 8 times 8 times 8. And I get 512, and it's going to be feet cubed. Remember that the answer key is on the very back. So I've got all the answers there for you written out, but this video should be there to help you. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.